A collection of Crete watched an old 2D screen nervously, the feed from a human they'd hired. He was in an elevator shaft droning on about equipment and quotas as the platform came to a stop with an echoing clack. The man stepped off and began wandering around the empty landing, still talking but with more attention, walking through that he was doing to fix up the cart he decided on. Even named it. Becky, the cart, was modified far outside her original spec because the elevator has already claimed enough of my lifespan and driven down to the section they needed help with. The journey went by alarmingly fast as the camera picked up absolutely nothing beyond 10 or 15 meters. The human had both a map and better range on his eyes, but that doesn't help much when travelling fast enough that missing a turn is a second from killing you. Still, despite the abuse of the vehicle and the harshness of the terrain, the human arrived at section CT-17 and began gathering up equipment left by other people. They knew he brought his own gear and that he'd likely sacrifice their gear to build things he wanted, but for now he gathered everything into a pile on the back of Becky. He didn't even comment when he found the first creature. Like an ant or spider, it had soft fleshy bits under armor plates. Humans had reactions to bugs. This one seemed utterly unbothered as he atomized half its head with his shotgun and took the thing it was chewing on, feeding the apparently unsalvageable tool to his microforge. The crew watched in suspension and sometimes disbelief as the man casually dumped munitions onto crowds of bugs as he encountered them, putting up little auto-extractors on various ore veins he found along the way. He continued sweeping back and forth, getting more and more agitated each time he had to resort to hammering the bugs to death, while the numbers encountered increased. "Can I have 2 seconds to myself?" he yelled over a group of them, having already fired several 40mm grenades into the now smouldering group. That was a pivotal moment to him, apparently. He went from seeking out ore to claim to setting up walls and turrets. Within a minute, there was a line of machine guns and flamethrower emplacements across the whole cave. He went back through the machines he'd already placed and set up little munitions factories, and more turrets, between them, before heading back to the line and extending it forward. Each new gun searching and firing on whatever it saw, making noise and attracting more bugs until the whole cavern was crawling with them, and the humans' turrets never stopped firing, each one sitting on its own pile of ammo. The human decided that a floor of chitin was adequate, and 4 lines of guns was fine, returning to his mining. Then bugs washed into the tunnel he was digging in, and the whole team sucked in an anxious breath. They lost people to this situation. Surely the human was in danger. Every grenade and magazine through his weapons were considered, and the hammer came out several times, but as he checked himself in the gore of the gun line, he still had all his limbs and appendages. He seemed to glare back out at the hive he'd stirred up, running over the ore patches once more before building new guns. These fired up over the gun lines and exploded in the air, showering large patches with fire by glass-sharp shrapnel. They also fired a lot, showing a fire control computer to all target different areas before shooting slugs at the bigger bugs. Even with this, it wasn't safe for him to mine. He growled to himself and started working on something he called stupid and reckless, but was sure would work. After filling with salvage for nearly an hour, he set loose an autonomous vehicle on the caves. It apparently would be able to place down more turrets and extractors, while itself being able to shoot. He built 5 of those. That was just his first day in the mines. The assembled Crete looked back and forth to one another as their captain crossed his arms. "I told you if we hire him to fix the bugs, he'd do just the bare minimum." "Then where did the nukes come from?" the accountant howled back.